Hi, everybody. This is Marilyn. Do we have any audio? Yes. Okay, let me see. I think I may do. Is that a little better? I'm hearing things a little bit lower. Anyway, I guess you can hear me. Okay. Hello, everybody. This is Marilyn, and it's time for the noon edition of Welcome to My World. This is Thursday, the 15th. And it sort of seems like Friday to me, but it's really Thursday. Um, this has been kind of an interesting morning, to say the least, in some of these markets. It looks to me like YM was a little bit stronger this morning, and it did have some nice tradable moves on it. So I hope everybody caught some of those ticks. Um, the dollar got a lot stronger today. So those of you who trade those currency pairs, you should have had some nice trades this morning. The dollar has trended up since real early this morning, but the 6J just fell tremendously. And I know that for those of you who trade in the evening, I believe the Bank of Japan is going to announce their interest rate adjustment tonight. I've forgotten what time that is, but if you trade that pair, especially in the evening, it could get pretty interesting, especially tonight. And typically, as the dollar goes up, the euro will fall, and that's certainly been the case. Those two trade inversely to each other. Gold had a trend down overnight, but it sure has been, not only has it been a little bit difficult to read, but each of the diagnostic bars, I have my chart on gold on a 10-tick diagnostic, and those bars there's been elevators and then quite a bit of chop within the same bar. Those can be kind of tough to read. But the one thing I did want to show you today is crude oil, because yesterday was inventory day, of course, and it generally moves quite a bit. But I know there have been some people that are struggling to figure out chop. One of the things, if you look at my chart, this has been literally from right in here. This is a chop box. It chopped around between settlement and the low of the day. And it did put in, by a few ticks, a new low. But settlement to the low of the day. And back and forth and back and forth. Then, if you look at the, this is the VAD-E. I think I can draw this right here. That's a pretty clear warning that it has no trend whatsoever. And then look at the volume. This is the expected volume. This is just ridiculous right in here. And this is not just my chart. If you hit the F box, there's no volume in here. So one of the reasons that I like to keep this 30-minute chart up here, and this is a really clear example of it today. These one doji after another, keep in mind this is 30-minute chart. Right in here is the same thing. This is telling us that um, it's really not inclined to take a direction. Now that could change tomorrow. It could wait until Monday. It could, I mean, who knows what it's going to do. But on 30-minute candles, when you see these dojis one after another, it's not taking any direction. And I suppose people who like to scalp could scalp it off the 5 minute, uh, if you're brave. Even the 6 tick. This is usually when crude oil does not move. If you go to the 6 tick or lower the ticks on whatever chart you are using, you can sometimes get a better feel for it, but that sure is not the case here. This is just a nightmare, and it's not been much better all day. So this is just telling you, go find something else. Um, but don't be getting into crude oil. Then I like to set those doorbells. It's the let's see, in indicators. It is. I don't have it on this chart because I have it on another one. But price alert. It's this one right here. If you click on that, you are. I mean, crude oil is not going to hopefully ever trade a $1.06. So you're going to have to when you add that to your chart, you're going to have to go into indicators and just get it anywhere on your chart. You can drag that. So that's pretty nice. You can put two of them on and set one at the top of your chop box and one at the bottom of your chop box, and then you'll get an audio doorbell sound that will clue you in that it has in fact touched the these chop box things on here. So it'll alert you, because when you sit and watch something like this, then you start talking yourself into and out of a whole bunch of stuff that probably is best just left alone. Gold on the 5 minute is pretty much the same. It's just hovering around that center line, and it has for, I don't know, since 9:45 this morning. It just cannot seem to take a direction. So the indices more than made up for it, and that's one of the reasons why once you have learned your rules for the strategy you like and learn how to read your chart, don't try to get too many markets up at once. But if you add another one from your favorite one, the theory is Daryl recommends that you have one index, one commodity, and one currency, on the theory that they can't all be doing what crude oil is doing today at the same time. And so today, those of you who had I know a lot of people in here like to trade the NQ, but today YM was quite a bit better. And if you're wondering how to determine which one might be the best, it would be a suggestion, and one that I use is to keep a real small little 30-minute chart of 2 or 3 of those indices up in the corner somewhere, and you can easily evaluate which one is the strongest. And that's usually going to be a much easier trade. So, having said that, let's see, we've got the VIX is, I don't know, this morning I thought it would come up a little bit higher, but it's not. It's trading 1127. So it's showing no signs that things are going to get more volatile. And this time of year, that's typical. The summertime can be very difficult. And it's because of what we're seeing here. There's not a lot of volume. The volume in gold was in right at the pit open and a little before the close of the, not the cash close, but the winding down of the London session, there was some volume in it at, 5 o'clock in the morning to 7:30 or so. And then we got a little bit right around 8:30, and it's just dissipated hugely. So, let's see, tomorrow is going to be options expiration Friday, the third Friday. So that can portend a lot of money moving around, depending on, you just need to be aware of the third Friday of the month. The straight up, not the Nadex options, but the straight up options expire, the monthlies. And that this is June, so between today and tomorrow, the commodity options also, which could be another reason that crude oil is just sitting there doing nothing. Anyway, tomorrow morning, Europe has some numbers they're releasing. Yeah, I thought I had seen this. The Bank of Japan policy rate is going to be released tomorrow. That's a tentative. But if you trade the 6J or anything with the yen pair, be aware of that. And then they're having a press conference at 2:30 in the morning in Japan. The bank is. So then that's their central bank. So let's see. Then at 8 o'clock or 8:30 tomorrow, we have building permits. This is the housing and the building tomorrow morning. And then some preliminary consumer and labor market conditions are at 10. Those are not quite as significant, but that building permits number is. So we're halfway through June as of this week, so we've got 2 more weeks that finishes up the first half of 2017. So this is a good time when it's slow and nothing's really moving. It's a good time to be kind of going over your business plan and tweaking it a little bit. Make sure you're on track for where you want to go and what you're trying to accomplish. And or watch instructional videos, ones that you want to brush up on or that are new to you, that you're going to add something. This is a good time to do that too. So this has been my view from my world